Hey Sagittarius, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast. This is for March 21st through the 27th for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up. You might stumble upon this video outside of the time frame I mentioned. You're going to find it whenever you were meant to find it and whenever it was time to hear the messages. So keep in mind that this is for the general collective. It's a general message for the collective. Not every single message will resonate. Take what does and leave what doesn't. So we're going to see what we have coming up here for our Sagittarius friends. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more little shuffle here. Let's get right on into it, my dears. First card that you all have coming up is the King of Swords. And this is coming up at your I feel for you guys kind of like at the root or the heart of the matter. Okay? When I'm doing personal readings, I like to set the intention for the first card to tell me what's happening at the root of the matter. I don't do that in the weekly forecasts because everybody has different scenarios and everybody is in different spots on their journey. But for some reason, Spirit is giving me the feeling and the sense that in this weekly forecast, there's this common denominator here for Sagittarius, for the collective, in the foundation of the energy. And the King of Swords is a card that comes up when we're finally making decisions based on what is in the best and highest good. We're finally making decisions on what makes sense, what's logical. We're not allowing fear or guilt or pressure to influence the decisions that we're making. So a lot of you maybe have been staying in a difficult situation because you felt bad for somebody else or because you were afraid of change, and now you're like, that's not logical. That doesn't make sense. It's going to be in the best interest to take these steps or to make these changes. The King of Swords can also be consulting an expert about a situation. If you're feeling stuck, like you feel like you're really wanting to make changes, but you're not sure how, and you're not sure if it's possible, King of Swords can tell us that it's a good time to consult an expert. So if you're doing something around business, but you're confused, you're not sure how to make it happen, this is a good time to go ahead and maybe seek out somebody who can give you business advice, who's like a business coach, or maybe you have legal questions about how legally things are going to affect your business in terms of licensing or permits or waivers and things to protect you from getting sued. So you may be seeking out from an attorney some kind of guidance or some kind of advice, or maybe you're seeking out a therapist or a life coach to help you with anxiety management, right? But there could be getting some help, some guidance here from someone who has expertise in the area of your life that you're working on or that you're wanting to make changes. This could also be Sagittarius, that a lot of you have been dealing with people who have been kind of, they seem cold when they're dealing with your situation. Like you might feel like they don't have any sympathy for you. They don't have any compassion for you. You're going through a lot and you just feel like they don't care about you, or they don't care about your struggle. But a lot of you might be dealing with someone who just simply is very much in their head. They're very logical and they're not in their heart space at all. For some of you, this could be a parent or a boss or a friend or a romantic partner. And you're just like, why can't this person understand how difficult things have been for me? King of Swords cares and he understands, but he's super logical. And he's going to think about the solution. He's not going to think about the oh, I understand it's so hard for you to make changes, or oh, I understand it's so hard for you to stop talking to that toxic person that keeps setting you off. I understand that it's difficult. That's not how the King of Swords is. The King of Swords is just going to be like, well, here's the problem, here's the solution. So just do the solution and be done with it. Why are we having this conversation if there's a solution? Just do the solution. And so we might think, oh, well, they don't care. They don't care. They don't want to comfort me. They don't want to hear how hard the situation is. It's not that they don't care. They just don't understand. If there is a solution, why are we talking about this? If there's a solution, why do you have to be sad, or why do you have to be suffering? Just stop doing it and do this instead. And obviously, that's easier said than done, right? If you're having a situation with a parent that's really stressing you out, that's really toxic, that person might say, well, just stop talking to your mom or stop talking to your dad. But that's easier said than done. And so some of you are having a really hard time moving forward because you're very hurt by the fact that you're not receiving this emotional support, and you're wondering, why doesn't this person care about me? And it's adding to your stress, and it's adding to the challenges you're facing right now in making positive change in your life. And Spirit wants you to know this person does care about you. If they didn't care about you, they wouldn't be taking the time to have these conversations with you. But unfortunately, they're never going to respond to you the way that you're wanting them to respond to you. They're never going to be like, oh, honey, oh, Sagittarius, oh, I understand how hard that is. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Do you need a hug? Do you want to talk about it some more? Oh, I'm so sorry you're going through this. They're never going to come in with that compassion. It's not because they don't care, it's because they're too logical. This is how they're wired, and that's never going to change. And sometimes if we can realize that about a person, it can help us to heal, and it can help us to focus on ourselves, or not feel embarrassed or judged in a situation. The next card that's coming up for Sagittarius is the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is happiness and fulfillment in every area of your life. It's the happily ever after. Now, a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance. And so over the years, Ten of Cups has gotten typecast. It's gotten stereotyped as marriage and babies. You're going to get married, you're going to have babies, right? Don't get me wrong. For some of you, that is absolutely 100% what this card means. You may be taking steps in your life so that you're coming into manifesting marriage and babies. Absolutely positively a possibility. But the meaning of this card is happily ever after. Not everybody's happily ever after and inner peace is going to be marriage and babies. Some people don't want that at all. Some people have already done that. They've been there, they've done that. The kids are grown, the kids are going on with their life, and they're like, well, what's next for me now? Not everybody's happily ever after is going to be the same exact thing. But whatever your happily ever after is, you're heading towards that. You're manifesting that. You're making that happen. Ten of Cups is also a card of inner peace. And I feel, Sagittarius, that a lot of you are finally coming into having peace around the decisions that you're making. You are maybe struggling, as I said, feeling bad, feeling obligated, but now you feel like you can make your decisions and be at peace with your decisions. This is the logical thing to do. This is the right thing to do. This is the best way to deal with this situation. This is what is in the best and highest good for everyone involved. And for a lot of you, you're making a decision to stop enabling somebody. You're like, I've been patient and I've been helping this person, but I'm helping them kill themselves, or I'm helping them, do things in their life that's going to be very damaging to them in the long run. They're ruining their health, or they're ruining their and chances of having financial security or stability, or whatever it might be, or I'm helping them run away from their responsibilities or consequences to their actions, and you're realizing that this is not doing anybody any good. It's not doing the person any good. It's not doing you any good. So there's a sense here of like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I'm not going to enable this person anymore. And I'm going to be at peace with that. I'm going to be okay with that. This is the right thing to do. I'm not going to feel bad or feel guilty. I'm not going to let this person pressure me into enabling them, which really in the long run, I'm hurting them. I'm not helping them. And it's killing me to do it. I'm not going to do it anymore. The next card that's coming up here for Sagittarius is the Magician. And this is a major arcana card. Now, there is both Gemini and Virgo elements to the Magician. So if you have a Gemini or Virgo placement, there can be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life or in those houses. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini or a Virgo with whom you have a significant connection or soul contract or soul work. The Magician card overall is seeing through the illusions and manifesting, creating. It's a card of creation. As above, so below. So manifesting new opportunities, manifesting new situations. Sometimes we see a lot of repeating angel numbers or signs or spirit animals when we're in the Magician energy. And this is Spirit's way of letting us know we're on the right path. I do feel here with the Magician card, Sagittarius, a lot of you are establishing a sense or a feeling of disconnecting from a certain group or certain circle. Like there's just certain situations or people in your life that you're not vibing with, and you're creating this new life for yourself. I feel a sense of like you're manifesting or creating a whole new life. That's what I feel from the Magician. And I'm feeling that you're doing it in a way where you're doing it not secretively, but privately. You're not sharing the information with everybody. The cloak is really jumping out at me. Like I feel like you're kind of cloaked here, right? Like people don't know about the changes that you're making or the changes that you're going through or the way that you're shifting. I feel that a lot of you are making so many changes in your life that are leading you to new opportunities, new people, new situations, that you're very kind of seamlessly or effortlessly disappearing from your current circle. Don't be surprised if a few months from now, people are like, what in the heck happened to Gemini? What in the heck happened to Sagittarius? Sagittarius just disappeared, right? They might be hearing things from you out of nowhere. Like to them, it feels like it came out of nowhere. That, oh, you got this new job. Oh, you got this really nice car. Oh, you got married. Oh, like when did that happen? When did that happen? I turned around for a moment and all of a sudden Sagittarius has this whole new life. They're with all these new people. So I just kind of feel like there's a lot of changes that are happening that you're not telling people about. And before you know it, you're moving into this new circle or this new life. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Eight of Wands. And Eight of Wands is communication, it's travel, it's passion, it's good news. So I do feel like a lot of you are going to be receiving good news in this week. Okay, so you might be landing a significant job, or you might be getting word that a house or an apartment you put in for is yours. That could be good news coming up for you in terms of, being accepted into a certain school or something. Some of you might be receiving good news that you've been chosen for something you were hoping for. There's an element of travel with the Eight of Wands as well, so this could be an opportunity that's also bringing you the opportunity to travel. Maybe it's work that will give you the opportunity to travel, or get to spend some time in a different location for schooling or training. But whatever it is, because it's the Eight of Wands, we know that it's something that you're very excited about. It's something that you're very passionate about. Eight of Wands also comes up to tell us that delays are over, right? Delays are over. Some of you have been in a long process where like something's been taking a long time. Maybe you've put in for some kind of assistance and there's been a lot of delays. And so now the Eight of Wands is saying delays are over. Now we're moving forward in full speed. Maybe some of you have been going through a really long hiring process. I know that when you're working for the county or the city or the state, the hiring process is ridiculous. It can take forever. Sometimes it can take years. And so I feel like those of you who've been going through a long process and getting started, things are shifting and moving forward this week, that the delay is over and you're getting started. The next card that's coming up here for Sagittarius is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is not surprising to me at all. Eight of Cups comes up for me a lot of the times in my readings when you may have some big goals, you may have some big dreams, you may have some big ambitions, and you don't rest until you make them happen. And you accomplish all these things, but then you're like, something is still missing. It didn't make me feel the way I thought it was going to make me feel, so maybe I focused on the wrong thing. Maybe this isn't my dream job, or maybe this isn't my dream soulmate, or maybe I should have gone back to school, or maybe I should have done this instead, or I should have done that instead. Eight of Cups comes up when we just cannot seem to find our happiness. We talked about Ten of Cups, right? That happily ever after. And some of you are seeing your happily ever after take shape and take form, and you're really happy for a little bit, and then you're like, oh, but something is still missing. Something is still missing. And so really what the missing thing is a spiritual connection. Eight of Cups is a spiritual quest, even if we don't know it, even if we don't realize it. So when I see Eight of Cups, this is Spirit's way of saying, hey, look, everything you're working towards right now, you're going to get it. You're going to achieve it. It's going to happen for you. But we also happen to know that you're going to feel a little disappointed eventually, because it's not going to make you feel the way that you thought it was going to make you feel. And you're going to start wondering again, what's missing from my life? What am I supposed to be doing? What is going to really make me feel happy? And Spirit is saying, you've worked so hard to be where you are. We really want you to enjoy this accomplishment. We really want you to feel fulfilled with it. So this is a good time for you to start focusing on your spiritual connection. Start focusing on your spiritual connection, because once you make that spiritual connection, you're going to feel whole. You're going to feel satisfied. You're going to feel complete. And you're going to be able to fully enjoy the things that you've accomplished and the things that you've manifested. Some of you are like, why can't I never feel loved? Even with your friends or family. I'm not just talking about romantic love. Some of you are just like, why can't I, people in my life talk so much about how much they care about me. Why can't I feel it? That's another thing that's going to be solved through making the spiritual connection. Some of you might already have a spiritual routine, but that's the problem with routine. Over time, it becomes very routine to where it becomes like we're just going through the motions, and it starts to lose its meaning, right? Because it's so repetitive. So this might be a good time to kind of revisit your spiritual process and kind of, mix things up a little bit. Incorporate something new. Maybe also look for connection with God, higher power, universe, maybe through nature, spending time in nature, feeling the wind against your face, spending time with water or air or some other natural element, music, art. These are all things that we can incorporate into our spiritual process as well. So I thank you for watching, Sagittarius. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those might resonate more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. There's actually a link in the description of this video to take you there. And you can also definitely check out the love readings that are linked in the description. And every single day I do a daily message as well. Be sure to check those out. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful week, my dears. Hope to see you all on the dailies. Take care.